What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So it looks like President Trump is alienating another group of his voting bloc. You have ranchers who voted in large numbers to support President Trump, and now we're seeing a situation. We're going to play a clip. We'll talk a little bit about it, but we're seeing a situation where Trump is approving importing beef from other countries. Now, this is only a 90-day period, and the main reason, and President Trump has indicated this, he wants to bring down the cost of beef over the next 3 months in order to help when it comes to the midterm election. But you have senators, Republican senators, that are saying that this is not a good idea. And the reason why they're saying this is not a good idea is because they know that they're going to be vulnerable in the midterm election if this actually happens, because you have ranchers that will go against them if they're supporting this. And so let's go ahead and take a look at the video first, and then we're going to take a look at the Senate map, and I'm going to show you why this is very important for senators, current senators and candidates that are running for Senate.
And I can tell you that this policy is not good for Oklahoma.
A recent White House announcement being met with disdain here in Oklahoma.
Stand with the Oklahoma Cattlemen's Association in urging President Trump to reverse this policy.
The policy in question is the president's decision to roll back tariffs on imported beef products. The White House says the decision comes as beef prices are reaching historic highs. But ranchers say they aren't seeing any more profit.
So we're in a really unique situation. Customers are paying historically high prices for beef, but the reason they're paying those prices isn't because ranchers are suddenly getting rich. It's because the supply of American beef is extremely tight,
leading some to question the president's decision to open the market to foreign products.
As someone who had campaigned on being America first, this sure doesn't sound like America first to me.
And Dolan is not the only one. The Oklahoma Cattlemen's Association put out a statement saying the announcement is extremely bad policy at exactly the wrong time for Oklahoma cattle producers. They were joined by the Oklahoma Farm Bureau, who say injecting a glut of foreign-raised beef into our American food supply will only undermine our U.S. cattle producers. Both organizations also point to external factors like drought and a historically small cattle herd that is already making life difficult for cattle producers across the state and the country.
We are trying to do what's best for our family farms' longevity and sustainability, what's best for the land, but at the same time, we're trying to do what's best for you.
While cattle producers are facing extreme pressures, Ayers is hopeful that for sale signs will stay off of family farms.
Cattlemen are some of the most resilient people on the face of this earth, and they will pivot and they will find ways to stay in business.
And so that is the current situation. Now, why does this matter? Why does this matter for the midterm election? I already touched on one. President Trump wants to do this because he wants to lower prices when it comes to beef. And President Trump thinks that if he can lower prices to beef, he can go to that and say, look, this is what I did for you guys. And so let's give a scenario here. Let's say prices do drop when it comes to beef, but they don't drop that much because the anticipations are not going to drop that much. This is only 90 days. And so let's say that does happen. What about the price of everything else? Because you're focused on beef, but you have gas prices that are still high. You have other grocery prices that are still high. People are going to look at this and they're going to know it's only 90 days. And so they're going to know after that 90 days, the price is going to shoot back up. It could shoot up even higher. And so I think people are smart enough to realize, okay, yes, this is just a ploy so Republicans can have an opportunity to maybe not lose as many seats as they're anticipating losing. But when we take a look, and I want to show you the Senate map here. When we take a look at the Senate map, the reason why we're seeing Republican senators that are running for re-election, the reason why we're hearing them talk a lot about this is because they know the danger. If we start looking at some of these southern states, if we're looking at, first off, let's just look at the map in general. So if we're looking at the map in general, you have Democrats and independents at 47, you have Republicans at 53. That is the current makeup of the Senate. So Republicans have an advantage. Now, if we start looking at some of these southern states, you have Tom Cotton in Arkansas already talking, saying that he's against this. The reason why he's saying he's against this is because he's running for re-election. And the latest poll actually showed his competitor above him, the Democrat above him in that latest poll. Now, that could be an outlier. We're going to have to see. We have to wait to see more polls come out. But we're seeing senators speak out about this because they're nervous. Oklahoma, same thing. Texas there's a big race in Texas right now. Tallarico versus Paxton. And this decision that President Trump made is going to impact Texans. How are they going to respond? What is Paxton going to? I haven't heard Paxton say anything yet, but what is he going to say about this? because we've already heard Tallarico come out and say that he thinks that this is not a good thing. But what is Paxton going to say? That's a big deal. When it comes to other states like Ohio, Iowa, I mean, there are a lot of states where you have ranchers that are impacted by this and that are very upset about this whole situation. Georgia's another state. And so if we start breaking this down and we start looking at some of these southern states, and Democrats already, they have an advantage in North Carolina, but let's just run a scenario here. Let's say Democrats are able to defend Georgia, defend Michigan, and defend New Hampshire. They need to do that. And let's say they're able to pick up North Carolina. Let's say they're able to win in Maine. And remember, Maine, there's another situation with Canada. Okay, we have tariffs, I think 50% tariffs on products coming from Canada. That's now going to be enacted. So you have Susan Collins speaking out against that because that's going to raise prices. So there's a lot of different things going on. But let's say Democrats are able to win North Carolina, they're able to win in Maine, they're able to win in Alaska, and they're able to win in Ohio. Now Democrats would be able to take back control. They'll have 51. Democrats and independents will be at 51, and Republicans would be at 49. So Democrats would take control of the Senate. And then we're starting to look at some of these other states like Texas. This decision that President Trump made, this could push Democrats, push Democrats over the top, allow Democrats to win in Texas because, as I stated, we don't know how Paxton feels about this. He hasn't spoken out about this, but you're going to have Texans upset with this. They're going to be upset because now we're bringing in foreign beef. We don't even know what countries they're coming from. The government knows, but we don't know. And so that's something else that's important. People are going to want to know, okay, maybe I want to buy from U.S. companies, but now I don't even know because if it's like ground beef, they can mix that all up together. We don't know where, a portion can be from a foreign country, a portion can be from the U.S., but nonetheless, we're looking at states like Texas, Iowa. We already went over Ohio. These are states that are in play. And we don't even know about Arkansas. Arkansas could now be in play as a result of this. So it really changes the dynamics here. And so if we did see a situation where, let's say, Democrats are able to win in Texas, now Democrats are 52, let's say they're able to win in Iowa as well, just as a result of this decision. We don't know how this is going to play out, but I'm just giving you scenarios. But if we're looking at these farming states, these rancher states, and if they're upset enough, they might come out and vote against the current administration. And the only way they can do that, because they can't vote against President Trump, and the only way they can do that is vote against the politicians that support him. And so if they do that, we could see, the numbers, we could see a complete reversal here. We could see Democrats and independents at 53 and Republicans at 47, whereas right now it's the opposite. So I want to make a quick pitch here. If you guys are liking the content on my channel, make sure you go over and join my Substack. It's free. And on my Substack, you're going to get articles that are based on some of the videos that I've posted, as well as every video that I post on YouTube, I also post it on Substack, and Substack will send you an email notification so you'll never miss any of my videos. Link is in the description. And so I just wanted to bring that to your attention. There's a lot of talk right now when it comes to the cost of beef and will the cost of beef actually go down? Because that's you have ranchers that are saying this is not really going to help. This is not enough. 300,000 tons, which sounds like a lot, is not enough to bring those prices down to where President Trump is probably going to want them to be. And so I want to know your thoughts. Let me know down below. And let me know if you live in one of these states where you have a lot of ranchers. Do you think, or are you a rancher yourself? Do you think this is going to impact you? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more. And remember, stay informed, stay engaged, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye. So that's all we have for this video. Make sure if you guys want to send me an email, you can do that, david@thetecshow.com. Like the video, subscribe for more, and check out these videos over here for some more great content. Talk to you later. Bye.